So Lazy Bones Mahonez is where Mahoney's wife will send me 3 incredible instances of his laziness that we don't get the pleasure of seeing. Yeah, we get to experience a decent amount of it here live on air, but when he is in his own natural environment, there are incredible instances of you doing things that I think only you can get away with.
Dave, don't be mad that I have found a way to elevate and work smarter, not harder. I'm playing 4D chess on a regular basis. When I was a young man, traveling across the world, I went down to Chile, and I was visiting the Easter Isles. And I was tripping on some ayahuasca, and the giant stone heads told me when I was a young man, work smarter, not harder. And since that day, I have followed those words.
Mahoney's only been out of the country like once, and it was for a friend's wedding over in Greece. He's lying to us.
I went out of the country a month ago.
Okay, I'm not talking about when you're on a Disney cruise.
So how you define going out of the country is the only way it works.
Not with a Mickey Mouse escort.
Hey, don't mess with the mouse.
Not when you have a chipped wristband on to track you. And
That's right.
How many drinks you consume.
Exactly.
Jim, would you say that Mahoney is lazy or efficient? What do you think?
I would say he's completely lazy.
Yeah, so you guys trying to figure out which one of these is not true. It's unbelievable that 2 of these actually are true, but you and Audrey in the dark right now trying to figure this out. And, of course, if you'd like to make a guess, anyone else that's listening today, 833-YO-DUMMY, you can weigh in anytime. So here is number 1 about Mahoney and how lazy he is behind the scenes. Mahoney is still like 40% committed to a healthy lifestyle. He has forgotten how bad it feels to be fat. And I've been encouraging him to keep moving his body even though it's gotten cold outside. Mahoney's exercise of choice is walking in the arroyo behind our house, and he asked me to set an alarm to go walk with him in the morning to help keep him accountable. Being the supportive wife that I am, I agreed to wake up an hour early and go walk with him before work. Well, as expected, the alarm goes off at 3:30 in the morning each day this week, and he has said to me, "Baby, you go ahead and walk. I need to rest up for the show." Does that sound like it could be true, Jim?
Absolutely 100% factual.
Yeah.
Actually true.
I agree with Jim.
Okay.
But all of these always sound true, so...
All right, here we go on to number 2. Mahoney has been working on turning his home office into a high-quality production studio over the last few weeks, which has actually taken a lot of planning and effort. Honestly, it's been really weird to watch him work so hard. I came into his studio to see the finished product, and I smelled the telltale scent of sawdust from the drilling that he has been doing to secure the many, many cords and cables.
Mahoney, you're
I
not
also
drilling.
felt the sawdust fill in the spaces between my toes as I stepped into the room, and I asked him why he hadn't cleaned up the sawdust that was now coating the majority of the floor, and he replied, "Baby, it's the same color as the carpet. We can leave it, and no one will even know."
No, until you get a splinter in your toe.
It's sawdust. It's fine.
No.
It's fine.
You
It's
are-
very, very fine.
You know what? This feels true because I know that he hates using that Dyson vacuum because he says it hurts his fingers.
It hurts his fingers to pull the
and
trigger
on top
the
of that,
Dyson vacuum.
I think the motor is burnt out on it.
Oh,
for
really?
real.
That's
Like
a bummer because you just got that not too long ago.
I mean,
huh?
it was like 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
still, yeah. It was
Vacuums last longer than
$600
two.
vacuum that doesn't suck. Or actually, it does suck.
Only one of these is a lie. Here we go on to number 3 before you guys make your guess. The last week before winter break at school is a very busy time of year. It's filled with dress-up days and holiday plays and festive crafts and, of course, a visit from Santa. Mahoney is familiar with the going-ons at my school, and when I came home from work yesterday, he approached me with his tail between his legs and said, "Baby, if anyone asks, I played Santa at your school this week. I've been using that as an excuse to get out of a whole lot of stuff." To make matters worse, I actually did ask him to play Santa, and he told me he was too busy with work to do it.
And some bootleg Santa had to go in there. Mahoney is just red-faced cackling right now.
Because you know that some people listening right now are people that you've lied to about this whole Santa thing.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that true? Isn't that true?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
Oh,
my God.
gosh. That is so horrid.
All right,
To
Jim.
every child that had to see the
You can't prove who
bootleg
that Santa was.
All right, so
You can.
You can't. That was Santa.
Listen,
Copper
eyes tell all.
thinks that number 2 is the lie about the sawdust in the toes. We have another guess for number 3. Paisley is stuck between number 2 and number 3, but leaning number 3. And White Boy pointed out that you're giggling like a little girl right now.
I know.
So only one of these is a lie. Jim, you get a Dave Mahoney T-shirt either way, but it is time to make a guess. Which one of these is a lie? The one about waking up early to go for a walk, the sawdust in between the toes because he refused to vacuum it up, or lying about playing Santa Claus to get out of work obligations in his final week of work before the new year.
See, I sympathize with number 3 because we've all done it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say number 2 is a lie.
Number 2 is a lie about him getting the home studio set up, but then not vacuuming up the sawdust.
You've seen, hey, Dave, you've seen the carpet in my studio.
It is sawdust colored. Yeah.
It is.
I actually think that number 3 might be the lie because I know Mahoney is really good at showing up for his wife whenever she asks. But I see him trying to get out of it, but I don't see him using that as an excuse all week long because Santa has other obligations other than showing up to the elementary school for 5 days straight, so I don't see him using that excuse for an entire week. So I'm going to go with number 3, but lie.
Multiple people.
Oh, my God.
They didn't know when.
Oh, you just said?
I wasn't saying I had to be there every day. I just said, at this time, I'm doing this.
You're such a liar.
I'm sticking with it. I'm saying because for hopefully.
All right.
So you really are just out here making everybody, like, walk around your studio sockless with, I don't know.
All right, so
Oh, God.
Audrey, the Santa Claus one, I'm sorry, is absolutely true. He has been lying to multiple people about pretending to be Santa Claus all this week.
I identify as Santa Claus.
I see.
So,
And
there you go.
Just showing up in spirit.
Jim, I'm sorry, he has also left sawdust all over his floor. You are also wrong. Of course, there is no chance that Mahoney was trying to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. Number 1 is the lie. Absolutely nobody
I just
wins
haven't been
today.
walking this week.